Hello, this is Katja and Robin from Quinta Katinka in Portugal again. October just flew by and finally fall started with pleasant temperatures between 20 and 30 degrees instead of constant 40s as during many weeks in the summer. This gave us more time and energy to get some jobs done, like cutting firewood with our new favorite toy, an electric chainsaw.
A while ago we had a bit of a tree fall, as we've had quite a few tree falls. This bit here fell on the wall. We haven't been able to do anything about it all summer because actually during the summer you're not allowed to use power tools, which might create a spark. But now it's okay, so it's about time we started chopping this up, getting it out of the way. It will provide us with a lot of firewood for the winter, and then also we can fix this wall. Safety first, or third.
What do you mean by third?
Let's go.
Looking really good. Of course the wood is a bit wet still. We need to dry it for another year. And here you see these massive woodworms. Huge channels they're making. Nope. Will be a bit of work to fix this hole in the wall.
Oh, look at all this wood. I'll be chopping them up, of course, into probably quarters later, and taking the bark off as well. This bark is great when it's really dry. The bark makes great fire starter, but as you can see, still very wet. Needs a good amount of drying yet. Despite the fact that it's been sitting there all summer, it's a very hot summer. How much water this stuff retains. Amazing.
In our last video you saw us building the new sheep house, which already survived its first storm and stayed nice and dry in the recent heavy rainfall. Now we added some shade netting in front the entrance and a better gate. Another nice October job is collecting acorns. Acorns must be the cashew nuts of sheep, goats and pigs. They just go mad for them. But unlike cashews, they are for free, and at this time of year you could collect tons of them in our area. We fill a bag on each dog walk and store them for the winter.
As you can see, we've harvested lots and lots of acorns. We're going to store them up, not just gorge the sheep with them, but store them up and feed them bit by bit. We also have this proper sheep mix. We mix the nuts in with that, and with this stuff, which makes a really good muesli for them. They love it. They get it twice a day. Nom nom.
While collecting acorns, we also do some guerrilla reforestation and stick some of them in the soil, hoping they become a tree. Of course, nature doesn't need us to do this job, but we have a big goat herd around that used to clean out the area under the trees entirely. I read once that the trees recognize their own offsprings and help them develop through the root system. So we stick the acorns in close to the mama tree.
Hey, last month we made a water catchment because summers are getting more and more dry here, seemingly, in Portugal. That's one good thing. Another good thing we can do is try to shade the garden, shade the vegetable garden from at least the harshest time of day, the midday sun. That's what we're trying to do here. So we're making what's going to be a big trellis. We're actually going to have some climbing plants, so hopefully we get some natural shade. but also we'll be able to put some shade netting across the top there so that the plants don't get quite so sun blasted. This part here is left over from the very first thing we built on the farm, which was a summer shower. The other two uprights are just some round wood we've got hold of, and then we're using some lath again. This time it's treated wood to make a top to support the shade netting and to support the climbing plants as well. This is Yellow, our van. In fact, it's Katja's van. She bought it a few years ago in order to do a bit of touring around. She actually went to the Canaries and toured around all through the Canaries in this, what was a little camper. It had a little sink and so on inside it. Since then, he's become a proper farm wagon, and I don't know what we'd do without him. The sink, etc., have been taken out. You'll remember, if you saw the last video, he was full of pallets that I went to pick up. And today, we have not one, but two 1,000 litre IBC containers in there, which I went to get from one of the local agricultural shops. These are in very good condition. They're actually second hand. Cost 65 euros each, a lot less than new ones, but absolutely nothing wrong with them. What a good van. One very good piece of advice we were given was to not just use this tap, but get a second tap that screws in place here. The problem is that these taps are all well and good, but if you use this very often, it might break. And if this breaks, you can basically throw the container away, because it's very, very difficult to replace this. But if you get a second tap on the front here, leave this one open, and use that one, then should that break, it's very easy to replace. You've still got the container. So this is what we were talking about. This is the tap on the tank, left open. This is the extra tap screwed into that. So we always turn on and off here.
We will use these containers to catch more rainwater off our roofs, but we're not 100% sure where we will place them, because we still want the farm to look pretty and not like a survival camp with pipes and containers everywhere. Of course, now is also the time to plant trees. Every year we add a few more to the farm in places where we want to have more shade. At first I thought it is best to plant all the new trees straight away, but by now I think that is good advice to get to know your land first and see where are the best spots and where watering will be easy.
And it seems to be time to harvest our pomegranates.